Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com, for purchase and pricing details. Today, we are discussing a lovely 38mm platinum FP Journe Octa Divine. 5 days of power reserve, a moon phase, a grande date, and a platinum case that's only 45mm lug-to-lug. This 38mm watch is relatively compact with a 10.4mm thickness and a 20mm spacing between the lugs. Throw it on the wrist, comfortable, just right. It's not as petite as the 36, nor is it as broad as the 40, and a lot of folks are going to say the 38 is the size that was perfect for FP Journe watches, aesthetically, proportionally, and in the spirit of the brand's original iteration. Before focusing on larger watches and sports watches, this was the go-to size for the connoisseur. So the timepiece right here is easy to wear on my 16cm circumference wrist. It's flat enough to fit underneath any cuff. You can see the down the barrel shot. I've got plenty of clearance on both sides. I could recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 13cm in circumference. The 38 really is a nicely sized watch. What I found fascinating about FP Journe cases is whether you scale them up or down, they're almost always a 20mm lug spacing. And you can see the strap right here. It is an FP Journe factory piece. It's a lovely honey brown, and it has a large rectangular scale alligator leather, a folded edge, monotone stitch. You can see there's a curved spring bar so that the lugs can be drilled close to the case with no impediment to the movement of the strap. And then we have pull tab bars so that you can remove the straps using only your fingernails. A simple FP Journe platinum pin buckle, and you'll note small round scale alligator on the bottom. Gator on both sides makes for a longer lasting, more durable strap. A bit more expensive, but this watch is worth it. Characteristic Journe design. You have the mid case defined by the overlapping lip of the bezel and the case back, integrated Calatrava style lugs that turn down rather dramatically at their edge, and everything in high polish. Note, though there is a double-digit date and a moon phase, no pusher adjusters or dimples on the case flank. You do have a double dimple knurled crown, which is a signature of FP Journe, but then take note, when you put it in the intermediate position, you activate the quick set for the moon phase and a quick set for the date. The watch features a 120-hour rated power reserve, but in truth it'll run for 160. The chronometric or precise power reserve is 120 hours. Beyond that, the watch slows down a little bit, so FP Journe only reads 120 on the power reserve in the interests of always keeping the watch in the meat of its power band for isochronous operation and precise timekeeping. Now you can see those characteristic biomorphic tapered Journe hands on a white gold dial base that is matte finished. There is the double-digit date. Outboard, we have a silver hour track with a minutes railroad ring, and then black polished screws, those dial side bolts being a signature of FP Journe design since his original wristwatch, the Tourbillon Remontoire subscription of 1999. Flip it over. French-made Eleanor case. This was a feature of FP Journe's watches from 1983 and his first pocket watch to mid-2008 when he bought the company and moved it to Geneva, so there are French and Swiss hallmarks on this case. You can also see a feature of the cases that was discontinued in roughly mid-2005, and that was the stamping of the year of the case's manufacture on the case. So this is 05 right from the end of the line. But you can see it is a gold movement, which means it was made from mid-2004 onward. So that case stamp and this movement actually allow you to assess to a fairly fine resolution the production era of this watch. Now you can see it is the Octa 1300, but with solid rose gold 18 karat bridges and plates. You can see that it beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It is free sprung and adjusted in 5 positions. Better take and hold a precise regulation. Beaten away at 21.6, expending its 120 to 160 hours of power reserve. You'll appreciate that it is nicely decorated with a rose lathe turned guilloche cut grand dorge or barley corn pattern across the rotor, and then there's circular Côte de Genève across the bridges with black polished screw heads. You can see there's engine turning on the base plate, and there is beveling, albeit mechanically applied, on the edge of the bridges, but that's standard fare with FP Journe watches. It also features bidirectional winding, a system that was characteristic to the Octa automatics from 2001 to about mid-2007 when it transitioned over to unidirectional winding, and all of this is 30 meters water resistant, so not an aquatic sports watch, but I would say a sporty watch that can be worn with formal or casual attire if you wish. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.